Hello everyone, my name is Brett, and sometimes I wear a beret. Today I am back on my favorite website, wikiHow, where I will be looking at one more article called How to Easily Modify a Nerf Longshot. This article also seems to be very popular, as it has been viewed over 121,000 times. However, it doesn't seem to be very much liked, with an approval of just 44%. Now, while I don't consider myself a longshot expert, I have run one in the past, and I do know a few quick mods that you could do to easily modify a Nerf longshot. Perhaps that's what they're going for, or maybe not. I guess we'll find out. This article will teach you how to slightly and very easily modify a Nerf and Strike Longshot CS6 in these simple steps that almost anyone can do. The following will enhance your gun's range, accuracy, and power by at least 2 to 3 times depending on the age of your weapon. Okay, so red flag already on the accuracy part. It doesn't take an expert to know that it's always the darts really that come into play there. And depending on the age of your weapon, I don't know if that's a huge factor, but you know what? Let's not get into that right now. There are 2 methods it has here: plug the hole in the clip slot and replace the spring. How to easily modify a Nerf Longshot according to wikiHow. Go. Method 1: plug the hole in the clip slot. What is that? Oh, hey Centurion, what are you doing here? Thought we were talking about long shots. So whoever did this, I don't think that is a Nerf long shot. That would actually be the Mega Centurion. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Number 1, remove all darts and clip. Make sure that there is nothing loaded in the gun. Number 2, pull the rod back and then forward. This is just the same as reloading. Okay, once again, that's still a Centurion. Number 3, flip. Is that a barricade? Is that a barricade with a slot for a magazine and missing the cylinder? Where did they get this? That is a very strange looking long shot. Number 3, flip the gun upside down and look into the clip slot with a flashlight. You will see a very small hole on the end of the black piston. When the gun fires, the hole lets an amount of air escape, disabling the gun's full potential power. This is not the air restrictor, but it does reduce the power of the gun. Well, gee, it would be easy to see that if you were actually looking at a long shot in the picture. Number 4, place a piece of very strong, thin tape on the hole. This will block the air from escaping, causing more air to push the dart out of the barrel. I do think I remember doing this on mine when I was younger. I don't know how much it actually helps in the end. Can we just take a moment to admire, though, that in an article called How to Easily Modify a Nerf Longshot, we have a barricade, modified, mind you, pliers, and duct tape. What? Number 5, load a clip and test fire. The dart should go much further now. And we're back to the Centurion. Method 2, replace the spring. Number 1, unscrew the screws on your gun. You will need to have access to the inside of your gun, so remove the screws on the stock and body of the gun. The screws on the stock are a different size than those on the rest of the gun, so make sure to keep them separate to make it easier when you put the gun back together. Now this is true, the Longshot has a few different size screws in it, which can be annoying. But let's address this picture again. So that screwdriver is inside the blaster, and that is not a long shot still. That is a Raven. That is a Raven. Is it really that hard to look up a Nerf long shot and put an image of that in here? Oof. Number 2, open up the gun. Is that a Stampede? You will be working primarily with the part of the gun that contains the spring. This is the part that is made up of a thick cylinder connected to a thinner cylinder that runs along the middle portion of the gun. It is called the plunger tube. In order to remove this piece, you will have to remove the internal screw located directly to the lower right corner of the larger cylinder of the plunger tube. Once you have removed this main piece, cut off the black rectangular piece of plastic that is connected loosely to the thinner cylinder. So the instructions seem clear enough, but you really can't see what's going on because you're looking at the wrong blaster. Why is this so hard to understand? Oh my goodness. And it says at the bottom of each picture how to easily modify a Nerf Longshot. Number 3, remove the screws to open up the plunger tube. And that is, what is that blaster? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's a deploy. What? The wider cylinder is closed off at the end by a black piece of plastic. This is the end of the piece around which the spring is coiled inside the cylinder. This will come up later. Remove the screws that hold this piece on, and then pull out the long piece of plastic with the spring around it. Put this piece aside for now. When you look down the plunger tube, you should see another piece of plastic that blocks you from seeing the other end. The center part of this piece is held in place by 3 prongs. This is true. It sounds like that is true, just tracing back my memory to what's inside of a Longshot. But how am I supposed to know that when I'm looking at a frickin' deploy? I don't even hate the deploy, but I hate that they have a picture of the deploy. It's a Longshot. Number 4, remove the prongs. Still a deploy. Use your pliers. You need long-necked pliers for this part. Cut the 3 prongs. Turn the plunger tube upside down so that the loose pieces fall out. Now you will be able to see through the whole tube, but there will still be a peg-shaped piece of plastic that partially blocks the tube. You know, I think I'm not even paying attention to what these rules are anymore because I'm so distracted by the pictures. I understand now why people do not like this article. Number 5, knock out the peg. Are those Longshot internals? Is that the Longshot bolt sled? I'm going to say yes. I'm losing hope, so I'm going to say yes. Put your screwdriver into the plunger tube so that the end of the screwdriver is located in the center of the peg. Use a hammer to hit the flat end of the screwdriver until you knock out the peg. Now you will be able to see completely through to the other end. Good enough for me, whatever. Next, number 6, switch out your spring. Find the piece of plastic that holds that spring that you took out and put aside earlier. Unscrew the end so that you can remove the spring. Take off the spring and replace it with a more powerful spring. Then screw the end back on to hold the spring in place. Note that you can add multiple springs of different lengths as shown here. And that's a video of a very young child talking about his springs. Well, that is just a beautiful, beautiful picture of 2 springs. Next, number 7, put the spring back into the plunger tube. And the deploy's back. Screw in the screws that you unscrewed earlier so that the cylinder looks just like it did earlier from the outside. Simple, but it's a deploy. Number 8, put the plunger tube back into place. Oh my goodness! They did it! They did it! It's a Longshot. It's got purple internals, but it's a Longshot. Replace the plunger tube to its original position. There are a few small parts that will need to line up, but this should not be a problem. Before closing the gun, make sure that the plunger tube lines up correctly with the barrel. Yes, otherwise you will have tough times. I've definitely been there. Number 9, close the gun. Replace all the screws that you unscrewed earlier. I swear this just repeats the previous step, but I don't care because finally we have a picture of a blue Longshot in its completed fashion, and it's just a Longshot, and it's on how to easily modify Nerf Longshot, and it's just everything that we needed it to be, and I don't care anymore. My expectations are really low. Number 10, fire away. Your gun should now be more powerful. Have fun, but be careful. And it's a long strike, of course. Oh my god. How many blasters did we just go through? 5? That is really weird. And that's it. Pretty short article. I don't know how much more I could have taken of that, so good. Community Q&A. The charging handle that I pull back and push forward on the N-Strike Longshot Zombie Edition. How do I remove it in order to open the gun to do the modification? Hey, so this is recent. That's a newer Longshot. Get the nail remover part of a hammer, slide it between the priming bar on the side that you put on the handle and the shell of the gun and pry it off. I think I've done that method before. What the heck? Not helpful. 2, helpful. 1? I don't think there was anything wrong with that method, but okay. Where can I find information about the different blaster types? YouTube's a good place. You can find info on modding all sorts of Nerf guns. Be careful what you wish for. But kids should be cautious when looking this stuff up on YouTube. Channels like Gun vs. Gun contain swearing. Oh, goodness. Of course, Gun vs. Gun, a channel that is known for its Nerf modding. Contain swearing. Honest, do they? I don't know. Shame on you, Gun vs. Gun. Oh look, there's some other things down here too. Tips. A flashlight helps tremendously. Or just a well-lit area. Don't mod in the dark. Before trying to put the tape on the piston, try to wipe the area with a rag to remove all the excess oils. Try to get help from someone with small fingers, as it is fairly hard to place tape on the hole. This procedure works best with a gun fresh out of the box. As long as your blaster isn't damaged, what's really the difference for a Longshot? They haven't been around for like 50 years. Look up that whether the orange mod works. Okay, nice sentence. They have great drop-in kits for the Longshot and many other blasters. Okay, so this article is showing some age. Warnings. This enhances the gun's power. Anything that ejects projectiles is not something to just go shooting people with and carry in public. Use common sense and use it safely. Okay, that is true. That is true. More damage can be done to innocent bystanders after modification. Be extra careful if you do this modification. More damage can be done to innocent bystanders? What were you doing to innocent bystanders before this? You guys are weird. People who write these things are weird. And boom, there you go. How to modify Nerf Longshot. I think I just learned less than I ever have, and it hurt my brain. And I've seen more interpretations of what a Longshot looks like, according to this article, than I ever have thought about. 44% approval. Yeah, I didn't learn a whole lot, and I really wasn't sure what a Longshot was by the end of this article. And that's enough pain for my brain for one day. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.